whyuce?
So whether you're driving to work or working out at the gym or simply in a good mood to laugh, tune in here at whyuce. Don't miss out on the fun, man. Subscribe now and join our community of listeners who just knows that laughter is truly the best medicine. Hey, what's up, my Usos? Man, it's your boy Puni Moa, man. We are back and we are recording live here on a Tuesday, baby. Throwing out this episode. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I got a new face up in here. For those that are watching on YouTube, streaming, what else? All the social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? You can see the Uce I got here on the screen. And for my listeners, I do have a new guest here, a guest speaker visiting us today. I'm proud to say, man, this man right here, he is a man that I admire.
Whyuce?
I admire this man right here is an inspirational to us, the local community of the 775, baby. Man, this man right here that I'm about to introduce to y'all, especially to our listeners, this man right here has a lot of things under his belt. This man right here has accomplished a lot of things. Don't make me laugh, Uce. I'm pumping you up, Uce. You in the whyuce podcast right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? This man right here, if y'all don't know, you're going to know today, baby. This man right here has put it out there for the youth of our generation, baby. Not only just to the local community of Samoans, man. He's helping out all youth out here in America, baby. Man, let's give it up for my Uce, my boy, Sole Uce. Yes, sir.
What's up, Uce?
Just throw it up, Uce. Yeah. Be like, what's up, Uce? Oh, shit. There you go. Roll call. Hello. Anyways, man, as y'all, to the listeners that ain't watching us on the screen, Queen, she's busy right now. You know what I'm saying? Queen got a whole lot of empires, castles to make sure that it's balanced. What does she call it? Vertical alignment.
That's all the Queen got to say about that.
That's what she's doing out there. So shout out to you, Queen. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you next week, baby. And I want to give a shout out to the doorman. Give it out to my man, Evangelist. And shout out to our Mexican Uce, Steven. Them two Usos right there, bro, man, I love their podcast. And they're doing it on YouTube, baby. So if you, get on your YouTube, get a chance, go check out them Usos out there, bro. And I also want to give a shout out to Gag Bag. Gag Bag will be coming to you soon, baby. Sole Uce, man. How you doing, Uce?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Glad to be on the podcast. Been a long time listener, big fan. Yeah, looking forward to.
That's what's up, Uce. Yeah, I forgot to mention, man. This is also my number one Uno, the first fan for whyuce. Giving it up for whyuce, bro. He's a fan too, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, you already know what the program is, baby. We're gonna jump right to it. This is how the program's gonna go. This is what we're gonna be talking about today. Of course, we're gonna start off with our segment, Happy Hour. Yeah, baby. We're gonna have some controversial topics that we're gonna try to attack. You know what I'm saying? And just our own personal opinions with a little bit of fact on top of that, and then also just to keep it spicy, you know what I'm saying? Keep you thinking while you're out there at work. And then after that, we're going to keep you updated with Chat GPT, turning $100 into a profit. And before, without further ado, Uce, we're going to jump right to it, baby. Let's go.
Happy hour. Happy hour. Happy hour. Happy hour. Happy hour. Happy hour.
I got a question, man. This came into mind because my Uce out there, we working together. You know what I'm saying? My man Uli Uce, aka African American, he brought up a topic. He said, "Hey, bro, you know what, Uce? Did you notice that grandmothers nowadays are a lot younger when they used to be?"
Whyuce?
And I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about, Uce?" He's just like, the grandmothers nowadays, man, they're like they're young as hell. You know what I'm saying? They're in their late 20s or 30s. And I'm like, bro, is this one of them bitches that you fucking with, Uce? He's like, yeah, Uce, exactly what I'm saying, Uce. I'm like, okay. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pay much attention to it because in my own personal life, I really don't give a shit about. I don't even think about that kind of stuff. But I figure I'll bring that up to you, Sole Uce, and we just have a little conversation about it. See where this goes, bro. If it's even something worth putting on the pod. What's your take on that, bro?
Why, Uce?
That's pretty interesting, Uce. Puni Moa. Late 20s. That's I don't know, man. I've never heard of a grandmother that's late 20s, maybe 30s. Late 20s. That's having kids very young at a very young age, and then on top of that, your kids having a kid at a very young age. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's true. I've seen people around in their 30s have grandkids, but I really don't have a.
Right. I was just like, he brought it up. Oh, obviously he brought it up because he's already sleeping with one. And it is an interesting conversation because I'm like, bruh, that means that grandma gotta be a hoe. That's all I can think of. You don't say. She's gotta be a thundercat, Uce.
I don't know if a hoe is the right term for it, but
yep.
I don't know. Let's put it this way. When I think about it, lately, because now I'm in my late 30s, I'm about to be in my 40s, and my oldest kid is about to be a teen next year. So I was thinking about like. It's kind of a blessing when you have your kids young because you get to see your, what I mean? Like, think about it. If you're in your 40s and you have grandkids already, you get to see them grow up as young humans, knowing that life came from you. Like, you're the head of that lineage that is coming up. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if we look at, because there's some ones we like to judge, we're very judgmental, right? We think that it's a sin. They probably had sex when they were a very young age, got pregnant by accident. But, everybody's different, Remember our grandparents back in the day, if you think about it, they were married when they were like in their teens. When they had kids, by the time they were already great grandparents. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing sometimes for others, but to others it's a letdown. But to each its own, you know what I mean? Like, who are we to fault anybody for having kids at a very young age? To me, I kind of regret having kids late, but it is what it is. The good man upstairs, had the right timing for me. So, but if I was to be a grandparent in my 30s, I don't know how I would handle it, but it would be kind of cool, you know what I mean, to see your grandkids at a very young age.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to be Father Abraham. You know what I'm saying? But if you have Father Abraham's wealth, right, or even Nick Cannon's wealth, you know what I'm saying? Because we talked about that on the WEFOBZ. It's to each its own. I mean, if you're financially stable, heck, by all means, shoot, have all them grandbabies, But but
think about it. It's not your responsibility when you're the grandparent.
It does. It really. Yeah, it is. You're right about that. But then sometimes, what if it's your favorite child? Because we all have our own favorite child. We just don't like to admit it on screen. But in reality, everybody got their favorite child. What if it's your favorite child? Let's just put that into scenario. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not a grandparent yet, obviously. I don't know if are you a grandparent anymore?
Oh, not that I'm aware of. You know what I'm saying, Uce? It's a possibility.
To my opinion, I don't think it would even matter. I think a joy of a grandparent is to have a grandkid. So it wouldn't matter if it's your favorite child or not your favorite child. Once you see that grandchild, it's just like, when the parents have kids, they love their kids. And when their kids have kids, it's like they don't even care about their kids no more. It's all about the grandkids. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't matter if you're the favorite child or not. Obviously, I'm not biased to my kids. I don't have a favorite kid, so I treat them all the same. But I don't know. I don't know if to people that favor one individual over the other.
Well, the only way we're gonna find out is when you leave a comment, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what's up, you. But yeah, I just like to look at this I'm acting this out right now. This is Puni Moa just being foolish. To me, I feel like you're a hoe. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. Stop being a hoe. Then you wouldn't have all them babies out there. Unless, you got the money like Nick Cannon and all those that make money, then of course to each his own. Go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also gonna represent the parents that they have plans for their child. You know, what about them parents that have like goals in future, want to live their dreams off of their kids? Them fucking insecure parents. You know what I'm saying? they're gonna be mad about it. You know what I mean? They're gonna be hella mad about it. Who's like, oh, you're disappointment. Nah. The future mama ain't a disappointment. It's your ass parent that's a disappointment, and you trying to live your future in your kid. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like that. It was that just rumbling off of my mind. But that's all I got.
Hey, Puni Moa, I got a question.
What's up, Oos?
So, in your opinion, adults that have grandkids at a very young age are hoes. Why is it that when women sleep with multiple men, they're hoes, but when men do it, there's no word for it?
Yeah, that's one of them questions that's getting saturated online and in the world. It's a common thing. Yeah.
With multiple women, you're praised and you're worshipped by like your peers. But if a woman was to do that at a young age, they're considered hoes. You know what I mean? Like,
man, you gotta ask somebody that's
they're fighting for the equal rights.
Oh shit. Put me on the spot there, Sole Uce. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, that's a fact there, Uce. You know what I'm saying? Why are women considered hoes or bitches? You know what I'm saying? Well, here, you know what though? We do have a name. They call them that do that, them dudes that do that, losers, right? That's the same word. Because that hurts a man. We agree? When a woman calls you a loser, that pierces your soul. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a woman that you respect or women that you want to get with. When they call you a loser, that's pretty much saying you're a hoe to a dude. That's my defense on that part. Other than that, I really don't have any. I have no honest opinion on that matter. It is sad though. It really is sad that the women has to face that kind of stuff. And you're right, Oos, because it doesn't really bother a person unless it's their own sister or their own loved ones that's being addressed as a hoe. You know what I'm saying? That's only when it bothers people, right? That's a good point, bro. What do you think, though? Why you think, the man gets to still enjoy this life that we have when it comes to name calling?
Why, Oos?
Well, I think if you think of it back in the day, I don't want to say religious, but if you think about in the older days, in the Bible too, men had multiple women. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think it's kind of normalized for men to sleep with a lot of women, but for a woman to have multiple men, that's when it's like, it's frowned upon.
Yeah,
but I think it's been a long time coming. You know what I mean? Like it's been going on for years. So I think it's kind of normal in people's eyes to see men sleep with a lot of women versus the other way around, women sleeping with men. So that's why they have a name for it. And I think men don't really have, because you think about it, if you sleep with a lot of women, they call you what? A pimp.
A player. Well, they call you a hoe too nowadays, but a man, we don't get offended off of that.
Don't men celebrate it when they're called hoes or
pimps, pretty much. It doesn't offend us. Yeah.
It's celebrated when it's men, but when it's women, it's not celebrated, So I think that's kind of like biased on our end, but it's not right. We should, if it's okay for men to do it, then it should be okay for the women. Women should.
It should, right? It's like when you have you ever cheated on your girlfriend back then? Have you ever had that kind of experience? When you had a girlfriend back then, this is before you were married. Just have you ever had that kind of experience to where you cheated the shit on her, and then when she cheated on your ass one time, bro, it felt like your world was it's the end of the world. Have you ever had that kind of experience?
Not really, because I wouldn't consider it cheating when, at the time when I was dating one girl, like we were kind of like at the end of our relationship.
This is the moment Sole Uce fucked up.
I mean, we never really broke it off, but I started seeing somebody else before we actually broke it off. But
so hold on. Let's back it up. What you're saying, Sole Uce, is you don't consider it cheating, even though y'all were in a relationship, but in your own feelings, it was towards the end of the relationship. But y'all were still in a relationship.
Yes, sure.
So in other words, that's not considered cheating. That's another topic to talk about. Let's talk about that shit. That makes no sense to Puni Moa, but hey,
the next topic, because we're spending too much time on this, Puni Moa.
Hell no. Don't worry about that. That's the beauty of this, baby. You know what I'm saying? The world wants to know. You never know. Oops, that people are like, yeah, that is right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, put it this way, if you and your partner or your boyfriend, girlfriend are at the end of your relationship and with mutually agreed to separate, then it's not cheating. Even though you haven't really addressed the relationship. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? This is I can't wait to hear the listeners follow up on this answer right here. Because this sounds like a Puni Moa answer. That's fucked up, Uce. How the hell you gonna be in a relationship and then maybe in your mind the relationship is about to end, but what about the opposite? The opposite sex, she's probably not ready to settle, to let it end. That's where communication comes in, baby. The line of communication.
Exactly. So when the communication is not there no more, then you're okay to move on.
So in other words, what you're saying, it's okay to cheat regardless you're in a relationship or not, right?
I say regardless. I said it was towards the end of the relationship.
I know.
Put words in my mouth, Puni Moa. Come on.
But anyway, you didn't answer my question though. Have you ever experienced when you were in a relationship? Did you ever experience that feeling where you cheated on her? You know what I'm saying? You cheated on her multiple times. I mean, you can't even count how many times you cheated on her. And the one time that poor girl cheated on you, it's like your world ended. Like, man, that bitch fucked me up. But really, your ass was cheating on her ass 10 times fold. We have an issue with that too when it comes to male. You know what I'm saying? A woman, all she need to do is cheat on your ass one time. And damn, that shit hurts for life, Uce. Sometimes it takes a dude 2-3 years to get over that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I what I'm getting at to all this, collecting all this information, is that yes, it is an unfair world that we live in. It's unfair that we get to call women hoes or bitches, whatever, and these kind of names, and have no ripple effect over it. But when it comes to the guys doing the same thing, it's an award. That's an unfairness. But to counter that, I feel like that kind of balance out the scale is the fact that all it takes a woman to do is to cheat one time on that dude. And man, that will end a man's life. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say like purposely commit suicide. I'm just saying like, bro, that shit hurts, bro. Have you ever felt that way before?
No, I've not experienced this before. So,
well, there you go, fellas. You heard it from Sole Uce and Puni Moa. The ones that experience it, that's the outcome. It's not worth it, y'all. Anyway, so the moral of the story is it's okay to be a grandparent at any age, baby. Any age that is legal. Can we agree with that, Sole Uce?
Yeah.
There you go, baby.
Welcome to the whyuce podcast, a unique blend of comedy and fiction, dive right into controversial topics. We believe that during the difficult subject, it's important to find humor in them. We tackle these topics with our signature wit and humor, inspired by the fearless and bold Samoan humor that dares to explore the darker side of life.
Here's another question I have, and this one was coming from my boy, John, also known as Yowane. My man John, my Uce Uce, he said, bro, we can't even use the word no more. I no longer can use the word, and I'm looking at John, because we're at work. I'm like, no shit, you dumbass. You're not allowed to say them words. Those are words that are, what do they call that? Those are sensitive words, or those are words that are not. It's almost just saying the N-word, right? He's like, bro, nowadays, man, it's crazy. It's like the sensitivity has gone very high. And I'm like, you know what, bro? Until you actually have somebody that you love that is in that community of LGBTQ plus, you know your opinion upon that will be different. So I bring this up to you, Sole Uce, of how do you feel about that? You know, when we have to start being aware and also address them as they or others. I mean, what's your understanding with this LGBTQ plus?
First off, please let Ioane know that I am a very big fan. I love listening to topics that you bring up from Ioane, aka John. But about the question that was been asked, it's a very controversial subject nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I feel like our country has gotten a lot softer than it was
Oh yeah.
back in the day, a couple of years ago.
Hello.
I mean, everybody's trying to fight for their rights. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you see the transgender community or the LGBTQ community coming out. Some people like to mock them and call them the alphabet community because they have so many letters in their community. But I mean, it is like I joked around before with one of my coworkers about it, and I said that 10 years from now, gay jokes are not going to be as funny as it used to be. You know what I mean? Like when you're working, you can call somebody, and it wouldn't mean anything, you know, even though it's a harsh word nowadays. But back in the day, it was like something funny to mess around with. I think that's what they're fighting for nowadays. It's like they don't want to be mocked around. They don't want to be clowned anymore.
It almost goes hand in hand with what we just talked about when women been calling hoes or bitches.
Yeah.
There you go. Carry on, Miles. Carry on.
So in my opinion, I mean, everybody has a right to choose. But as a man of faith, I do not support it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand it. I do have family members that are in the LGBTQ community. I still love them as they are, and I tell them, you know, how I feel about it. Just because you accept it doesn't mean that you're gonna like. You have to like it. You know what I mean?
That is it's a tough subject when it's somebody that's close to you. You become protected, but you also become aware. I think I personally think that good job for them, because I feel like they have accomplished a lot. That community has stood up for their rights, and they're making moves. You know, that's how I give my hat off to them, because hello, look at us Islanders too. We're aware of it too. And I consider us Samoans being naive at things and really don't give a shit about shit and just talk how we feel.
They have come a long way. They have come a long way.
With that said, in the language, in our own language, because it seems like it's only in English, and it's not the fact that we're trying to be you know, like not care about what they're saying, but it's so long. They need to shorten it up to make it easier to talk about. You know, like they, as we all know what I'm talking about, is it's a little bit it's a little bit shiny, you know. I give it up to them for doing what they're doing, but sometimes these motherfuckers are a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're a little bit too much. I mean, in college, there's a news of women who allow, you know, to participate. The whole news about this, allegedly, is the fact that some of the group members in there are not comfortable. They're not comfortable because even though you're walking in there, that you're, you know, more of the what is it, like what's his name? Chris Jenner? Is it Chris Jenner? His people, his folks, you know, you identify as a they because you dress as a woman and all that stuff. It's still, the problem is about them kids. The students are reporting that they're not comfortable with. It's the fact that the dude still got a dick, and it gets hard when he's around it. It's aroused. He's aroused. Yeah, oops. That's where the complaint was. The girls in there, they're like, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable. We're walking around with just our maybe panties and bra, and this guy's supposed to be in our for but damn, his rock is harder than the rock." You know what I'm saying? Like they can physically see that. And that becomes a problem, though, don't you think, Goose? Like, if you imagine our own girls being in college.
Well, I have a family member that is a trans woman. My brother-in-law or my wife's brother is a trans woman. She's now transitioning into become a woman. And because of that, we respect their choices as humans, but it doesn't mean that we have to
Agree?
agree with it. Yeah, that's the right word. Agree with their life choices. And like I said before, like as a man of faith, and I believe yourself is one as well. Like we're all taught that God created just man and women. So whatever people decide, because the Bible also says that we have to love one another, right? So everybody has the freedom of choice to choose what they want. But the truth of the reality is, as a man of faith, there's only two genders. And like I'm not against the whole transgender movement. The only thing that I'm against is how they're trying to shove it down our kids' throats. You know what I mean? Like it's in schools and everything like that. Like, yes, if you decide to be one, be one. You don't have the right to try to force me or my kids to become one. You know what I mean? I believe that a parent should have the freedom, or not the freedom, but they have the right to train their kids, to teach their kids, and allow their kids, if they grow up to be, when they become adults, they can choose whatever they want to be. But the whole movement to where they're like, oh, we got to give kids the freedom to do it. No, they don't pay no bills. They don't pay for their school. They don't pay for their clothes. They don't pay for their food. They don't pay for their rent or anything like that. They live under your roof. So they have, I'm not going to say they have no say, but you should, as a parent, should have all the right to choose to do whatever you want to do to your kids. But the whole transgender movement, I'm trying to bring it into school and having the kids see, the different types of sexes, because I've seen on one of the school boards that they found books in the library that literally shows sex between a female and a male and a male, and a female and a female. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's like to us. I mean, to me, because my opinion, that's not right. That's not right for them to try to shove that in there. When they come at home, it's a whole different story. You know what I mean? And then I think that's why a lot of kids are depressed, because they don't know exactly what they want, because there's so many different voices out there, so many different teachings of what they're trying to, like learn, you know what I mean? Like they learn something from school, they learn something from home, and even around with their friends. Everybody has different opinions. I don't know. That's just my little spiel on it. Maybe I went off subject, but those are my thoughts on that.
No, you're to each his own. That's the beauty of this podcast. The beauty of it is to hear somebody else take on life, and I can pretty much say that they're the listeners. Some agree and some don't, right? And that's why I would love for us to just cover every aspect of it. Let me try
There's a saying, Puni Moa. There's a saying that I've heard, and there was a pastor. He said, Christ teaches us to love one another, right? And I'm not trying to be religious on your podcast.
You're good. You're good. Carry on.
There's a saying that he said that we can coexist, but we don't have to co-believe. You know what I'm saying? Like we can live with them, but we don't. Doesn't mean you have to believe in what their society or what their community is trying to bring up. So I feel like, to me, when I heard that was deep. Coexist. You can live amongst them, tolerate them, but it doesn't mean that you have to live like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I live like them, or in other words, just because you coexist doesn't mean you have to follow what they're doing, which then leads on what you were saying, as far as the part where you feel, that the LGBT plus community is trying to enforce, I guess, their stuff into the now that has been already established education. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To where it's forcing it down to us that are not in that community. And those that are not part of that, of course, they're going to disagree with it.
And you know what? I also feel like it's double standard. You know, like I think it's kind of biased of them to want to bring transgenderism and like the whole LGBT community. They're trying to bring it into schools, but yet I don't want to say it's the same people, but some of these people are the same people that are trying to ban, faith-based, things into the schools, like how they ban prayers and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like, where's the freedom of religion when you're trying to fight for your right? It's like everybody has their own saying of what's right and what's not. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, it's a lot more. It feels more a lot evil nowadays to preach the word than it is to trying to preach equal genders. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. And like we're aware, the world itself will accept whatever they decide to choose.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of life, right? It's just because they're not believers, that's up to them. They heard the word. Just like when we tell our kids, hey, drugs are not a good thing. Now it's up to the child themselves as they grow up to make their own decisions. That's something that we can't change, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this topic is touchy. It's just that it's reality. It's more of like yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. It's touchy, but also it's a wake up, like we can't dodge it. WHYuce podcast cannot even dodge this kind of topic. It's part of our life. And some folks want to hear about, our take on it. And I like to look at it as trying to not be a judge of anything, but be a non-biased person. So the way I'm looking at it like this is, okay, for those that do believe in this movement, maybe it's because also the bullying that they're getting, the mistreated, the opportunity for them to learn, because sometimes is it safe to say that, when you're not in that same element or in the same clothing or uniform, when you're in an educational purpose, an educational place, let's say that we're in a room, a classroom that requires you to wear a uniform. And one person comes in that sticks out of them, that doesn't wear the uniform. Automatically, because it's just a human nature thing, that person that comes not the way everybody else is gets bashed on. Let's just say that's what happens, right? So I guess for the person that doesn't have that uniform, you know what? That's a bad analogy. Here's the best one I can put it. Allen Iverson. Let's talk about sports. NBA. Remember, he is known not just by his dribbles and skills, but the fact that he stood upon his belief of the clothing, the attire wear. Because before Allen Iverson, all you see in NBA players were suits. But since after Allen Iverson, now you see NBA players with whatever clothes that they feel that they want to express, that's what they're going to do. You get what I'm saying? Because he went against the grain. And I feel like the LGBT plus community is feeling that type of way too. Feels like we're going to still fight for our rights and what we believe in because everybody else in this world don't think the same way we do. And that's why they're shining brighter in this world that we live in. Now, let's be real. Is that LGBTQ plus, is that all around the world globally? Or is it just affected in the US? And maybe some other countries like UK? Because I don't think so, Uce. I think if you go to Samoa, I don't know. I'm not in Samoa anymore, so I don't know. What you think? Well, my question is,
I think it's different. Samoa, it's normalized. We don't have the LGBT community. All we have is the Fa'afafine community.
Yeah, we're used to it.
We're used to it. Yeah, exactly. It's normal. Out here in the US or on the Western, it's like it's not normal. They're trying to normalize it. It's what's going on right now. But back to my point, what I was saying is like, yes, we can make it normal to have their freedom to choose. I mean, they won so many battles. Like now they can get married. Before, a lot of states they didn't allow it, but nowadays it's pretty much normalized. You know what I mean? Like, what else more do you want?
Yeah,
It's
so
my,
that's a
what I
good
mean?
thing. That's a good point. And then what bothers Puni Moa with this community is, like I said before, they're a little bit too shiny. You know, it's just like it's kind of like having a woman on steroids, but it's a male. You know, it's like their feelings are amplified. The feelings are amplified, yo. I actually have a good friend of mine, and you know who I'm talking about. Big ups to this is a shit. I don't even know how you call him now. I don't even know how you address them, but he's in that community. Let's just call it that, right? Let's call it just for now, just to keep it. He's in that community. I was curious. I'm like, hey, bro, um, so how do you pick up another dude? You know what I'm saying? Is it kind of like how girls are? Because I mean, what if you're not attractive? And you know what my man told me? He said, Puni, man, I ain't no different from you, my man. Hello. You know how horny you are? Hello. Think about it. It girls, they like to be stuck up. They like to play hard to get, but not a guy. No, no. You wink your eye to me, I wink my eye to you. We gonna fuck. I'm like, damn, that has to be a beautiful thing, yo. It has to be a beautiful thing because the only thing I'm thinking of is like, wow, you mean you don't have to impress a woman, right? Hello. Imagine if a woman was like a male. Damn. With that kind of attitude. You don't have to, like, you literally don't have to do anything. If you want a pala means if you want to get your groove on in English, you know, if you feel pala, you go ahead and feel pala. You don't waste no time. Get it over with. Boom, move on. Maybe that's what the world needs. Who knows? I'm just saying, this. You know what I'm saying, News? But yeah, bro. Uh, that's all I got right here for this part, man. Rambling off about it. You know, to each his own, right? To each his own. And how do you address them? How do we say they? I mean, for your sister-in-law. So it's a her, because I heard that the proper way to address them is you ask them, how would you like to be addressed? And I'm like, God damn, oops, man, shit. Ain't nobody asked me that. They never asked me that. They just be like, oh, are you Hawaiian? You know what I'm saying? They don't even. Yeah. Maybe I should. Maybe Samoan should do the same shit, right? Us? Maybe we should take a lesson from this book, the page from this book, and start rising up for the whole fact that we don't like to be called Polynesians. Address us as Samoans, you know, and then separate us from Asian Pacific Island heritage. That's the next topic we jumping right to. Oops. You know what I'm saying? We jumping right to it, baby. We ain't wasting time. But you have any conclusions for the last topic of day? Hello.
I mean, that pretty much sums it all. To each its own.
To each its own, baby. Yeah, but we're moving along, man. This topic right here. We had a conversation off before we recorded, and Sole Uce brought up a good point. He said, "Why don't we talk about it, man? The world needs to know."
Why, Uce?
So Puni Moa, you know, having my own platform, I'll do what the fuck I want to do in this platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it to light, y'all. We are representatives of those, letting y'all know out there that don't know who Samoans are. We're our own culture. We're our own island. I mean, look at how good we look. Hello. You know what I'm saying? we do. It does bother us. It does bother us when y'all address us as, look at us as Hawaiians or even freaking Asians. Like I said before, we don't get the benefits that Asians get. Oops. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Oops. Speak on, bro.
You're getting very political in your podcast, brother. I hope you're not going to scare away some of your viewers with bringing me on and talking about all these political issues. But yeah, I agree. I am 100% with you. The whole Asian Pacific Heritage Month. I mean, there's more to it now. It's American, Asian, something.
Damn.
And the last thing on it is Pacific Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like, come on, man. Like, black people have their own month. Dude, did you know white people have their own month? It's July.
Hello. What month
That's
is
crazy,
that?
Bro.
Is that the what is it? That Lucky Charm dude? The green dude. What is the leprechaun?
No, you talking about the Irish people? That's
oh, that's Irish. Okay.
I know some. Man.
Well, there you go, folks. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're talking about, baby.
Hello.
We sick and tired of y'all just putting us in one place. Like, oh, y'all Asia Pacific. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
We sound ignorant, but we ain't.
The only difference, it's like chop suey. You know, chop suey and Samoan. You know, you throw all these different ingredients in it to make one good dish. The only problem is only one stands out when you eat chop suey. It's either the noodle tastes good or the meat that's in it. And I feel like we're the noodles.
Damn.
Or the meat. We're the meat in there that's getting forgotten out of the whole Asian Pacific Islander thing.
Hello.
You know
that's all you got? Keep going, Oose. Put some more fire, man. Put some more fire on that.
You know what really got me, dude, is ESPN.
Why, Oose?
The whole Asian Pacific month, dude. All I seen was Asian athletes saying how proud they are to be Asian. How proud, they are to have this month. Some people even call it the Asian month. Like, we are completely forgotten. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of Polynesians out there that play sports. A lot of good athletes out there. How come ESPN could get any one of them? Not one of them. Sure, they were able to get like a Filipino on there from the NBA that nobody even knows about.
The Oose know who the Filipino bro is. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson for the Utah Jazz. Big ups, Oose. Sole Uce is just hating because he's a Golden State Warrior fan. And that's all that is, bro.
Damn.
No, they could have got the Oose, the Toko from the Niners. What's his name? Talano Ufanga. They could have got him to rip for the Polys.
Bro, that's another thing, man. Y'all need to pronounce our people's name correctly. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that gets on my nerve, bro.
You can't fault for them. You can't fault them for that. It was for our people to have the whole damn alphabet in our freaking names, dude.
Oh yeah, but they judge us on they judge us in class. You know what I'm saying? With the English and shit, expected to pronounce the shit right and spell it correctly. Fuck y'all. Hey man, we just bouncing off y'all, but at the same time, we're speaking some truth here, y'all. You know what I mean? But you're right, man. That's crazy. Not addressing our Polynesian people, and like I said before, I don't even like to be called.
They're not addressing it enough, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so we're pretty much like the LGBT plus community. we feeling the same way, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're in our feelings. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to take a page off of their freaking inspiration instead of like bashing them about it. Man, let's use that as inspiration and step up to the plate because that's all you need to do. But anyways, yeah, bro, that's a valid point you got there, Oose. ESPN, they need to shine more light. So maybe that's what we need to do. Well, you know what? You have any ideas how we can do it on the social media platform, utilizing our platform to, to shine the light on this matter?
All we need is that one person who's from the 2%ers to endorse us, and we out there, man.
Yeah,
that's all it needs. It just needs exposure to the right person. That's all it is.
That's a fact, dudes. But yeah, man, we're gonna close out this topic right here, unless we have anything else, Oose, to cover.
Nah, close it out. Too political, man. Too political. Close it out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna close this topic out right here because my blood's starting to boil. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's we gonna need some attorneys. We're gonna need some professional people here talking about this for us. whyuce is not the right platform to represent. Here, man, I got one more for you, man. This is coming from Joe, aka Josefa or Joseph. Joseph said, Sole Puni Moa. I said, what's up, Oose? He said, bro, have you ever witnessed anybody in your life that when they cry, that they look good, attractive? You know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm just like, dog, you gotta be the smartest Oose in the world or the dumbest motherfucker in the world. You know what I'm saying? But then I started thinking about it, Oose. Like, bro, you know what? That does make a lot of sense, Oose. I mean, like, bro, you are right, man. Have you witnessed anybody, Sole Uce, that you've seen, when they're crying, bro? Well, we're talking about crying, when they're like They got ugly cries, bro. I haven't witnessed anybody that got a beautiful cry where I find attractive and I get turned on by it. Uce, have you witnessed that?
Nah, Oos. I've never witnessed or seen anybody that looks cute when they cry. But the one that gets me though are the ones that try to look cute when they cry. If you want to cry, cry. Come on. You don't need to try to look cute. You see those girls with the makeups and they get like little napkins trying to dab the bottom because they don't want to smear their whatever it is that they.
Yep.
No way that you can look pretty crying. That's just my opinion. Everybody looks ugly when they cry. I feel bad for those that are super ugly. You know, when they cry, it'll make it even worse.
Hey, I think I seen that online too. You know, like all them beautiful ones, like Kim Kardashian and stuff. Bro, she got the ugliest cry. And then I felt like, you know what? Let me go see myself cry because I see some, rest in peace, mom. You know, when my mom passed away and there was a video of me and I'm crying, dude, my mouth is wide open. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hold back, bro. It's ugly as hell. Oops. I'm like, damn, bro. You know, I wish somebody would just come be like, bro.
Straight face crying. I don't show no expression. I just let the tears run while you're just standing there. Mm-hmm. Every now and then wipe them off, but don't even make a reaction because once you start crying, bawling out crying, that's the end of it. You're done.
You're done, bro. You're done, y'all.
You're exposed once you start crying all out. That's just my advice. If you want to be cool when you're crying, just have a straight face.
Yeah. I really doubt that's gonna happen, y'all. You're gonna forget the moment when you're in your feelings. Like what's his name? Ian Thongi. My man, bro. I felt for him, Bruce, but his cry too was ugly as hell. Bruce. And I'm like,
hey, shout out to Ian Thongi, man. Ian Thongi did it, bro. Dude, he even got Katy Perry.
Even Katy Perry does ass look ugly as hell. That's why they kept changing the camera over. You know what I mean? It's just the fact is, I'm not talking shit about people. I just realized, thanks to Joe, that when you cry, your ass is ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So you were gonna say something, Moose. What were you saying?
About I said, if you have a little cool crying, just have a straight face. Don't even try to express your feelings. Just have a straight face and let them tears roll down.
And there you have it, folks. You heard it from Sole Uce and Puni Moa. If you're gonna cry and you're just out there, you're probably gonna forget. But just remember, when you cry and you think you look cute, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Cheer.
Update with Chat GPT being our manager, turning our $100 into profit.
Right now, we're area of promoting, adding on new friends. You know, like I said, the doorman, subscribing to all these other podcasts, and just showing love by sharing their podcasts, letting them know, giving them some inputs too, because it is hard. When we first started, it was hard trying to get comments. Feedbacks matter, you know? So that one thing right there is just collaborating with all different folks out there that are doing their thing. That's where we're at with Chat GPT. Not much has changed because this is going to pretty much be the long run of it, is the marketing side of it. Posting up there, we're reaching out to our peoples and seeing how they feel about things and just, starting this community and stuff like that. But that's what I got for Chat GPT, how me and Queen is turning this $100 into a profit.
Shout out to Uso 2 times for this slapping beat.
Sole Uce, you've been a long time follower, since the beginning, man. How do you see our progress with this segment that we started off?
I love it, man. I listen to you guys all the time, not all the time, but as much as I can. And I'm pretty much caught up with your episodes. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. I like it. I love the content. I love the humor in it. This one, a little bit more on the political side, but hey, like you said, it's your podcast. You do what you want. But much props to you guys. Shout out to Queen.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's political because we got Sole Uce here. So y'all know, now you know, ladies and gentlemen, any kind of host that comes on to whyuce, when it rolls that way, that's because that motherfucker on the other end. That's how they truly feel. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but yeah, man, this was hella entertaining, bro. I know the listeners are gonna love this one, man. This is a good one, bro. But hey, man, I want to just you have any shout outs?
Now shout outs to the whyuce production crew. Love the content, love the show. Also to the WEFOBZ Nation or the WEFOBZ podcast, and love the show as well. Love the content. Keep it going. Much props to you guys putting it down for the Polynesians out there.
And I'm your boy, Puni Moa.
I'm your boy, Sole Uce.
Cheers!